on fire and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 3 coming very soon hopefully, and having a look back at some of the things we had in prior chapters and seasons. In chapter 1, Conan Exiles introduced the treasure system. You could now build coffers at your base and keep a treasury, and you would find all sorts of treasures around the map on Sipta and Exiled lands. Not only that, there was the new clan emblems and being able to customize your own clan logo, and the very highly controversial at the time stamina changes and combat and weapon changes that went on. They also gave legendary weapons a twist, so that was a different thing that came in chapter 1, and of course the usual battle pass and bazaar items that they usually do. Then came chapter 2, which introduced a whole new host of things, more specifically though the purge changes, which was an absolutely massive change to the game as the old purges got completely reworked and it became more of a thing where you would fight off the Stygians instead of just random angry people around the Exiled lands. And you could opt into purges on your own, so you didn't exactly need them to come to your door, you could just invite them around for a cup of tea. Unfortunately though, they're not just here for tea, they're here to steal your treasure that you earn in chapter 1. They also added changes to the dungeons and revamped the entire loot system, which I still think is pretty decent and has been really good in regards to dungeon loot for sure. It has been very nice that way, and the moving of legendary chests to the end of dungeons instead of in the world because people were building on top of them. They also introduced a new trader which you could buy stuff off of to help you with your purges. In the meantime, between them, they reintroduced the world events back to the Exiled lands and Sipta, so you could play them once more because they got disabled for the longest time. And they left a few spoilers in their dev streams about what we could expect in chapter 3, as well as a few world changes which would suggest things are happening in chapter 3 also. So we know for sure in chapter 3 it's going to be all about attacking back. We've collected the treasure. We've been purged, our treasure might have been robbed in some cases, and now in chapter 3 we're going to go and get it back, hopefully is the intention, and this is something the devs have made clear in streams beforehand. They've also said there's going to be a brand new mount, which we don't know what it is yet, but there are some suspicions. I did make a suspicion video on what mounts might be used for this, so definitely check that out. But this thing could have a whole host of implications and different things going on when it comes to chapter 3, and I imagine it's coming up soon because when we received chapter 2 it was the end of September, so it will probably be coming sometime in December, maybe late November. We will get the final chapter to the Age of War, and that will conclude an age. Hey Kaya, who's that imposter over there? I don't know, she kind of smells like those beasts at the watchtower over on the island. Did you say the island? Oh crap, I think she heard me. Well, if you're looking for some adventures on the island... Oh brother, here she goes again. You can check out my brand new YouTube channel, Kaya on Ark, which goes over some Ark Survival Evolved and Ascended adventures over there on, well, the island. I kind of missed out on an opportunity to call it Maya on Ark, didn't I? Or Maya on Fire. But either way, if you're interested in that kind of content, go over there now and hit a subscribe. It will really help out the channel. But back to the video. So what can you expect from this when it comes out, this update full of juicy content? Well, we have seen changes to the ruins of Almira, and there is something going on there. So perhaps we could see something going on in that spot at Almira because it's getting changed every update to get a little bit more built. And there's building pieces on the floor and all sorts. So I don't know what it is, but it could be something that gets more advanced when it comes to chapter 3. New mounts, could they be Stygian themed and go with chapter 3? Maybe that is their purpose, why they are coming into the whole thing. Could there be more purge changes? I think definitely so, because they moved the archer place point back and we're going to go and fix it for chapter 3. But does that mean we get some more things to do with the purge when it comes to chapter 3? Well, I do remember in the dev stream them thinking of maybe doing some more things with the purge in the future, maybe some different modes, not just all entirely the same Stygians. So maybe we could see different NPCs and different things in the purge upcoming. I think something you probably could expect is maybe some new tools to be able to go and do this attack on the Purge's base. Where are we going to go for the Stygians? Who knows? There could be a new part of the map. It could just be a revamped part of the map that already exists in the world, but it does sound like, at least for chapter 3, it's going to promise a place that we can explore and have some fun at, and there's going to be that aspect of being able to raid some kind of NPC camp on the biggest scale we've ever seen yet. And to be fair, if it's anything like old NPC camps that are really big, I've always enjoyed going around there and causing a bit of mayhem, so we could probably expect something similar. Maybe there'll be a very large camp of them instead now somewhere. We gotta find out where their commander is, guys. They keep on raiding us. And we gotta steal back our treasure, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm wondering how that's gonna work. Or if it's just a thing where at the whatever they make, they have a bunch of treasure we can just go and pick up if we fight enough off of them off. But surely with the Age of War, it's gotta go out with a bang, right? Because Age of War! And I'm hoping to see some really new mechanics and stuff going on in this future chapter, because it seems rather promising. And to be fair, chapter 2 was pretty good. I did enjoy the new Purge when it came out, and it definitely spiced up some things. Thinking about it, what furthermore could be changed in this chapter as well that we've heard promises for in prior chapters? They usually do some nitty-gritty fixes here and there when it comes to these big updates. So what might we see? Like I was saying, in chapter 1, we had stamina and legendary weapons being revamped. In chapter 2, it was loot, so could it be another thing that is kind of loot-based? Who knows, but we do know they like to improve upon things, and I do know one thing, it's not saying that they are doing it, but I do know one thing they have said in the past is a fix to the animal system and making them more useful. So maybe that might be something we could see in this one, or maybe for another age. But I definitely know it's something that's probably on their list because they have mentioned it previously and before. Or it could just be something to do with some of the war tools we have currently in the game to help out with that kind of system, or maybe some more PvP oriented things, since now would be the perfect time to tackle a few things like that. Maybe some switch ups to the trebuchet, maybe some switch ups to defense and stuff like that, spike walls, etc. I'm not really sure, or maybe just a switch up with the traders as well. I remember in one of their streams they were interested in perhaps adding maybe more in the future of traders, so maybe there'll be a whole switch up to that system as well. Who knows? I would love to see that, honestly. That would be really nice. Trading in Conan's definitely something that's rather lackluster, and you just go around and buy random things from people. Often or not, you probably won't bother with a lot of these things that you purchase off of people. Like if you were to go into a camp and they're selling you like 10 bear fur for some silver coins, I don't really know anybody who buys that, really. They'd probably just go and kill a bear instead. So maybe some changes to just your regular merchants and stuff, because that is a really old system that is rather it's not very useful unless you're buying things like pets and stuff. And even there, they have kind of made this a little bit less useful, because the fact that the new loot system actually enables you to find eggs and stuff in a lot of loot tables and treasure like that means you'll probably be buying less of that kind of thing when it comes to merchants and stuff like that. For the most part, they're kind of useful if you kind of want to do some RP maybe, but apart from that and the eggs, I don't really see much more use for them. And this could be a really good system they could definitely tie in and revamp, because they have done it in the prior season with the new trader, and maybe that was just them trying out that new trading system and seeing how it goes and how people like it. I'm very intrigued to know what this new mount's going to be as well. What is it going to do? Is it going to do anything special? Is it going to be any way different from a horse? I guess you could definitely see kind of saddles and decorations for this type of mount when it comes out in the Battle Pass and Bazaar and things like that. Of course, they're going to theme it. But those are just some things that you can probably think about when it comes to Chapter 3 that will be coming up in the very near future. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below on what is coming up in the future of Conan Exiles when it comes to Chapter 3, Age of War. How have you been enjoying Age of War so far? Are you enjoying it, or have you preferred prior seasons such as the Age of Sorcery? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the whole thing. Personally, I do quite like the way things are structured nowadays when it comes to the Conan Exiles updates, because you can expect every 3 months something's going on the exiled lands, and it's really cool. But there is one thing that kind of irks me a little bit with this new system, and I think that's been kind of killing me a little bit when it comes to wanting to cover the new updates but being stuck on the exiled lands. I love the exiled lands, don't get me wrong, But sometimes I would love to come back to Sipta or go to Savage Wilds or, you know, do something a little bit more refreshing. I'm someone who likes to refresh myself on different things, try out new things and have a play around. It would be nice to have some more updates that perhaps supported playing on other maps a little bit more, because at the moment the updates have been kind of centered around mostly, you know, going to the Exiled Lands and doing stuff there. It feels like that to me anyway. I probably could have got away with playing the Age of War Chapter 2 on Sipta, to be fair, but still you do miss out on a few things when you move over, and I definitely think Chapter 3 will probably be the same thing unless they do something for it over on Sipta when it comes out. But I do feel a little ball and chained to the old map a bit when it does come to these new updates, because they are orientated around Exiled Lands either way. What do you guys think on that? I do feel like it's a lot of that. So you either kind of sacrifice the new content a little bit and have a little bit of a budget version over on Sipta, or you kind of just mainly play on Exiles. Either way, I would love to play on like Sipta or something next time, I think, because that will help reinvigorate me a little bit when it comes to playing Conan Exiles, and I'll get a nice fresh breather on a different map and cover something new and different. Maybe a bit of food for thought when it comes to the next stage, but who knows. Either way, guys, thank you for watching this video today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and give me a sub if you like the video. It really helps my channel out. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.